Shine Divine, my friends, and welcome to today's video where my purpose is to bring you encouraging and inspiring messages from the divine. I'm so glad that you're here. Let's get started and see what messages Spirit has for us today. As always, if it feels good to do so, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to help you ground down into your own energy, so that you may receive messages directly from your spirit team. Ooh. Let's see, is there another message from these these cards? This deck? Okay. All right, we're starting strong with a new moon and beginnings. Look at the power in that. I love it. We're starting new, guys. There is something new coming to fruition for us. Something that it feels like for a lot of you, you've really been waiting for whatever chapter you're currently in to be over. You're ready for something new. For some of you, I really feel like there is a sense of like having a desire for that tower moment. If you're familiar with traditional tarot, like you're ready for that big change and you're like, I'm just done with this and I'm ready for the next thing. That's the kind of energy I'm getting from this right now, is like you're just ready for it to come to a complete changing moment. You're ready to start new. Ooh, moonbeams with focus. Keep your eye on the prize. Remember what it is that you're wanting to change. Keep that in your focus and don't let it out of your sight. It is within your capabilities to make that big change of whatever it is, but stay focused on it and the positives of it. Like if there's a situation that you're trying to get out of for all these negative reasons, I mean, they're probably valid, right? But if there's like a negative situation that's going on, you're just trying to get away from it, what's the new beginning in a positive light that you can focus on? I think that that is something that's really important in this moment. And before you know it, that transformation is going to take place. Okay, this is beautiful. We are starting brand new. We are starting something brand new, but it is important for us to stay focused on the positive of it and not stay stuck in like the resentment of what's happened in the past or even what's currently happening that you're trying to change. I keep feeling this sense of like, just let that resentment go. If you've been feeling any type of resentment for how things have recently gone, something has occurred that maybe it didn't go the way that you wanted. We're letting that resentment go because there is a new beginning that's starting very soon, and it is magic. That moon magic with transformation is real. It's taking place, and it's going to be here before you know it. But in the meantime, keep your focus on the positive change that you see coming into your life. Let's pull some more cards. All right, we've got the High Priestess, trusting your intuition, careful reflection before taking action, insights that come through meditation, that focus energy. We're staying focused before we take action. We're focusing in on what it is we actually want to change. Focus on the little details. Focus on the positives of what you're wanting to bring in and letting go of any resentment. That resentment is coming through very strongly. So for some of you, I know that has been a big deal. You're feeling resentment over how something has recently gone. And it's understandable. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to invalidate that. But it's time to look it in the face and be like, hey, okay, it didn't work the way that I wanted it to, But I know and I trust that a new beginning, a new transformation is on its way in, and I'm choosing to focus my energy on this high priestess energy. This is what I'm choosing to focus on. I'm choosing to focus on my intuition in the stillness and figure out the positives of what's ahead. The positives, what positive can I focus on to bring that forth into my current life? Prince of Spring, immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage, a passionate relationship. So with this, careful reflection before taking action. So you're choosing to focus on the positives of what's ahead. And this is like, it's not happening quite yet. And then bam, immediate action. There is going to be a solution to it. There is a plan in place for this next chapter that's starting very soon. First, it requires a little bit of focus, right? And then before you know it, that transformation is going to be taking place. Immediate action. Two of Winter. Indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others. Feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. That focus is coming into play. Focus on the actual positives of what you're trying to bring forth and release that resentment. Don't give it another thought. Strength. The grace and inner strength needed to overcome challenges. The power of kindness and forgiveness. Time to embrace how wonderful you are. I love it. You've got this. You have the strength for this transformation. That is something that is in your immediate future. And it brings about renewal. Review the past and the present so you can plan a bright new future. Understanding your life purpose. Releasing judgments of yourself and others. Okay, so on the bookends, we've got the High Priestess energy where it is encouraging you to slow down, to focus on your own insights, your own intuition, releasing that resentment that you might have for something that has been going on. And that's the connection to this renewal card, where we're reviewing, we're seeing what didn't work, and instead of feeling resentment for it, we're focusing on the positive. We're focusing on how it's over and it's not in our life anymore. We're choosing to look forward. We're choosing to look at the positives towards this beautiful new beginnings and transformation that is taking place very soon. I know I can only speak of my own personal experience, but a little while ago I've mentioned this before in a different video, but I left a job, a pretty good paying job, but it was just like destroying my soul to stay at that job, right? And I would look back sometimes and start to feel a little resentment that like it didn't work out because of like how nice the money was. But then I'm reminded like of how awful the actual work was, like how bad I felt about myself and about the world just every single day because of how awful the job was. So I can look back and be like, man, it was so good to make that kind of money and have a little bit of resentment for that. But then I'm like, was it worth it? No, like in no way was it worth it. And I would quit that job 100 times over to not have to, work there again, no matter how good the money is. All right, let's see. What other messages do you have for us today, Spirit? Okay. And there we go. All right, we are starting out with change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Some of you are desperate for this change. Really, really holding out hope that this change is taking place, whereas some of you are a little afraid of change. You're like, actually, things are kind of okay right now. But regardless of where you're at, the change that takes place is going to help you grow. It's going to help you evolve. And that transformation is waiting on the other side for you. Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Okay, this is so interesting because here we have Spirit that's saying things are changing, and then here it's saying I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So things are going to change, but it's not always in our control. It's not always in our power for what actually changes. And Spirit is encouraging you, especially for some of you that are a little bit of not fearful. I don't really feel like any of you are fearful of the change, but hesitant, resistant to any sort of change. And Spirit is saying the things that are going to change for you are for a transformation purpose, and you will be grateful for it in the long run. And I think that's a good lesson too, is being able to accept the changes that happen. For example, if I bring back the story of my last job, accepting that that job didn't work out. And in the long run, despite the fact that I, wasn't making that much money once I left, there was a little bit of a dip there. It's like, but now I am so much more full of life than I was when I was at that job. And accepting that change, that I had control over it because I did choose to quit the job, but I didn't have control over how the job really truly impacted me, because I tried to stay as long as I could. But it is a lesson of acceptance. But I kind of love how Spirit is putting it at both ends. Again, with the High Priestess and the renewal, where it's slow down, review, but let go of the resentment. Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of the situation. Have empathy for yourself in seeing both sides of the situation. And whatever it is that's going on in your life right now, it is important to be able to shift your perspective. Okay, Spirit is really showing us the dichotomy of two different sides of each of these. Change, but also acceptance. Reviewing the past, but letting go of resentment. Slowing down, but taking action at the same time. And here is empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. I think that is really important for us to be able to focus on each of the different perspectives within whatever is going on in our life at this moment. And have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Our favorite lesson, a lesson in patience. I do feel really good about this though. I feel like Spirit is pretty clear in that it's important for us to be focusing on the positive of what's to come. Not staying stuck in what's happened, not staying stuck in, for some of us, it's accepting that there has been a change and we don't quite see the reason for the change yet, being able to accept that. And then for others, being able to accept that there is a change coming. But ultimately, that change is leading to this transformation. All right, and then for our final message, I'm going to pull some of these angel number cards that I got recently. So we'll pull some angel numbers. And angel numbers are always fun just to keep in your mind and see if they show up in your, day-to-day life. Somewhere that you see numbers and see what message they have for us. Spirit, what message do you have for us to finish out this reading today? I feel like today's message really is just a reminder, just a quick little reminder that to have patience, everything's happening in its own divine order. Have that strength and focus on the positive. There is change coming, and ultimately it leads to that transformation. And it's just a reminder. Spirit's just I'm just here to remind you. Don't lose faith, don't lose hope in it, and keep your focus on the positive, even when it's hard. Ooh, 1111 with awaken. I love that. And 2424 with unconditional love. Part of this transformation is awakening to the unconditional love of yourself, of the universe, of your higher self, and really feeling empowered and being able to embody that true unconditional love of the universe. That is part of that transformation. So keep your eyes out for 1111 or 2424. Those are your angel numbers for the coming week, or however long you feel this resonates. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Be safe, be well. I hope you find ways to enjoy your life. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. Shine divine.